All right, welcome to the Good Rookies podcast. My name's Fahim.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all, and we are Good Rookies.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And folks, it's episode 41.
41.
Y'all, we are so excited, y'all. You know, it's always blessed to be awake, alive. And y'all, our guests, we are so excited to have him on the podcast. It's like a reunion out here. So Fahim, please introduce who we got.
That's right. On the way in, that's what got connected. And, this is going to be a good episode. He's definitely got the good energy and the right vibes. Let's welcome Kashif, Daniyal, Syed to the podcast today.
Kash.
Cash money. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? This is when you guys messaged me to be on the show, I was super excited and I'm pumped.
Nice. Good to have you, man.
We're happy to have you on here, bro. And you're a man from, so hold up. You grew up in Markham or Scarborough? Markham. Where are you from?
Markham. So I'm like Birchbound and Steeles in the Milliken, Markham area. So Markham, Scarborough, Scarcum, you know what I mean? Just right there on the border. But
yeah, like
I represent Markham to the fullest. But my neighbor.
Dope. Well, I mean, any folks from Markham listening in, you got a Markham man's in the building. And for a guest to get to know you a bit more, I want you to tell me who is your GOAT when it comes to basketball? Cash.
Of all time, the GOAT. You asked me this question, who the GOAT is. The GOAT, of course, let me just break it down for you real quick because I grew up in the 90s, right? So I watched 90s basketball. So the GOAT, hands down, is always going to be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's always going to be the GOAT. But watching this new generation of talent, you're looking at LeBron James. I mean, how many years is it? Was it 19 years of excellence? This guy's been putting up crazy numbers. It's 19 years. Am I correct?
I think 17 now. Yeah. 19 total, 17 in the playoffs. Yeah.
Like phenomenal. So hands down to him. But Michael Jordan is the GOAT and will always be the GOAT to me. But LeBron is just right there. Just right there. He's there. I have nothing to respect for him. You know what I mean? But the 90s was different. It was this physical, grimy, tough basketball, which we appreciated. It's two different eras, right? But, I mean, the GOAT has got to be Jordan, always. And I know you both started with him. Yeah.
I agree with you, buddy. Trust me. I hear you on that. I think, for us who grew up in the 90s, we can appreciate today's NBA basketball. The game has changed. But, the grit, that Pistons team, you know what I'm saying? That Boston team, that Lakers team, there was more competition to me. People say, oh, it was easy for Jordan. I'm like, no, really, it wasn't. The first 3 years in the playoffs, he was out the first round. It was hard. It was not easy for him. So I disagree with that. I think back then, there were a lot of talented players that didn't win rings because of Jordan. He left and came back and won more in a row, 3 in a row. For me, definitely the GOAT for sure. Fahim?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm on page with everyone with this. I just what I'm thinking though is, LeBron's still got some years in the tank. So I don't think the conversation is so much closed, I think there's still, depending on what he can do in the next 4 years. Yeah. That might be.
Hold up. You think for another 4 years? You really think so, Fahim? 4. The man's ankle was mashed up. He left 3 months this year. Do you think
this was probably his first serious injury that we've seen?
Yeah, it was his first. So I'm saying his age is coming up now. The age is showing. That's what I'm saying. 4 years. That's a long time for him.
But keep in mind, even at him being injured, he's still better than a lot of players.
That's so shame, and it's so true.
So even in year 3 and year 4, if he's not the best player in the league, he still has potential to be an all-star. I think in 4 years on the road, I can't see an all-star game without LeBron James. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, you know what? We all wish LeBron a long career. We're not saying whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's great to have you on the episode, Cash. We're happy to have you on here. Mm-hmm. And let's go, Fahim. Let's get into some hot topics.
Oh, hot topics. Okay, so first one, we were just ended up transitioning and actually speaking about him. LeBron James. Just past week, he was out at an event and he broke NBA protocol for COVID. What's your thoughts on this, guys?
Well, for me, I think LeBron's a smart guy. He's got a smart team around him. His management, his crew, even with the Lakers. I mean, I don't think LeBron's just like walking in blindfoldedly saying, "Yo, I'm gonna do whatever I want during this pandemic and not and break the rules." I mean, he did his due diligence and he found out would he be allowed to go to this event. And I heard it was an outdoor event from with the details what I'm hearing with Drake and Michael B. Jordan. I get it; those are his BFFs, and he went to the party. But at the same time, I feel like, I mean, he must know the rules. And at this party, they were saying that everyone was required to have a COVID shot and to provide proof. So, I mean, I feel like he did do his due diligence. I mean, this is LeBron James. Like, this is not like a scrub on the tough man on the bench, just like, you know, going out partying, getting suspended. Like, he knows the playoffs are on the way. So I can't see him doing anything like that, like reckless.
Yeah, but the thing is, part of the protocol was
you can't go out, bro.
You can't go out.
You can't go out. Indoor, outdoor. You're supposed to listen, keep your backside home, bro. Okay.
Right.
In the playoffs, stay a tail at home. Like not Trini, like, why's your tail on the road, LeBron? Why's your tail on the road, right? Yeah. Your ankles mash up apparently, but you're standing up at a party. It just don't make sense, bro. Like this is the thing, right? I think that on paper, they didn't break any rules, but we don't really know, right? Like we have no clue that everyone was actually shot. And I remember seeing a few people on Instagram saying, "Oh yeah, I got an invite and I went last minute." So that means not everyone got shots, because some folks that were there weren't all vaccinated, but they're all, I guess, tested negative. But still, how do we actually know what's on paper was actually happening, right?
Well, LeBron had a chance to clear this up though when they asked him. They asked him if he did get a shot, and he just kind of smiled and was kind of like, "Oh, it's not that serious, guys." So he kind of brushed off the question. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that you wouldn't answer it. I mean, I understand pleading the fifth, but in this case, it's kind of making you look like you have something to hide.
Totally. I mean, did you guys see Barkley's take on it when Barkley said, "Come on, this is LeBron James. You think Adam Silver is going to let this, you know what I mean, money-making machine be suspended?"
Right.
And that's why LeBron went to the party, period.
Right.
My thing is that I don't think LeBron knew about the protocols. I don't think LeBron cared if he broke the rules. I think LeBron wanted to be safe. And I remember, right? I think Rich Paul, because remember, it was their party. They knew that having LeBron, they would have to be outdoor and it can't be in a club. Remember, if it was in a club or an indoor event, like, remember, because Kyrie, Harden, and now Porzingis all got fined for this, right? For indoor events. So having it outdoor in a non-bar like environment was smart.
Yeah,
right? Very smart. Very
like a loophole.
Yeah, a loophole, exactly. So he worked through a loophole, and it makes guys. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying LeBron knows who the hell he is. Okay, he knows what the F is gonna happen, and he's like, Adam Silver, bro, I'm gonna go to this party outside. I won't break the rule. I'll be outdoor. I'll have my mask around me. I'll be whatever, but I'm LeBron, sir. I'm LeBron James, by the way. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hands down. I mean, this is LeBron James. This guy's literally one of the faces of the NBA, if not the top face of the NBA. And then all of a sudden when the playoffs start, you're going to say, "No, LeBron, no, you can't play in the playoffs." Never. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Porzingis, I think he got fined $50,000, right?
Yeah.
So if Porzingis
that's for everybody. So everyone that breaks protocol was fined $50,000 this year,
except LeBron James.
Yes.
Okay.
But 50, what's 50,000 to him? That's
exactly.
like
what I was thinking. 50,000 to him is bottle service in a night at a club. You know what I'm saying?
It's a bottle. Forget it's one bottle. It's one bottle. But you know what? I think what fans were saying was that when other superstars, I mean, they're not LeBron, but like when other superstars like Kyrie, when he did it, he was fined $50K, and I think he was fined for 2 games. I think for missing 2 games was fined even more. But I feel like even Harden was fined in December last year. So all they're saying is that, you know, clearly the NBA is being favoritism to LeBron, and I get it. We all understand it, but it's still not fair. Like, if I was a player, I'd be like, "Yo, that ain't fair." Like, you know what I'm saying? So even though we understand why they did it, it's still not fair that they treat LeBron better than everyone else. I mean, I guess he brings most money in the NBA, but it still is not fair. It's not.
Well, on the onset when you asked Kash who his GOAT was, and you said Jordan, and as we know, Jordan has a tag with him in regards to what's called the Jordan rules. Yeah. I guess in this case, we have the LeBron rules. And the LeBron rules
exactly.
Do what you want. You're above the law.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
And like, I mean, if you put yourself in Adam Silver's shoes, what would you have done? I wouldn't have suspended LeBron. I'd be like, no, we need LeBron to play, man. We need the ratings up. We need all this corporate money coming in. Like, this is a business at the end of the day, as much as it's entertainment. But if you're looking at it from a business sense, you're not taking out your best commodity out of the game, right?
Of course.
And sorry, on top of that, I was gonna say that if I'm Adam Silver, I'm gonna use it as leverage. Hey, LeBron, buddy, guess what? I want that mid tournament thing. I want that play-in tournament, bro. So I'm not gonna find you and make you miss 2 playoff games against the Suns in the playoffs first round.
Not gonna happen.
That means, sir, I'm gonna need your help to convince your players to come on board, right?
So since you mentioned mid-season tournament, there was Kash, let's get you caught up on. We'll make sure we're on the same page here. Okay, so go like this. We had discussion a few weeks ago in regards to what was our thoughts in regards to the play-in tournament, right?
Yep.
And I'm not for the play-in tournament. I just don't think 7 should be involved. I think it should just be 8, 9, and 10 fighting for that last spot. That's my position. Nelly J, we're on the same page in regards to that also, right?
Yeah, same page. Yeah, don't like it. It's not for
you guys so you guys think only 8, 9, and 10 should be fighting for that?
That's what I think. Yeah, I think 7 shouldn't be involved. I think they've handled enough business to stay clear of being eliminated.
That's fair.
That's fair. You're with us? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page with that. Now in regards to Adam Silver, in regards to he really wants to push this mid-season tournament. And it's going to be really interesting. What's your take in regards to this mid-season tournament?
Honestly, it's just like, here's the thing. When the whole play-in tournament was announced, for the 6, was it 6, 7, 8?
Right.
Team to get into the playoffs. In the beginning, I was totally against it. I was like, oh no, like, you know what? We can't ruin it. I mean, we've always had the top 8 teams in each conference. They're going to the playoffs.
Right.
But to my surprise, I actually enjoyed how the format went. I actually enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? It was pretty exciting. I actually enjoyed it because not bad. But now when I hear all this talk about a mid-season tournament, it's just like, that's like a little too much. This is like you tweak something, it actually worked, it's good. But now you're trying to tweak something in the middle of the season. To me, it doesn't make any sense because halfway through the season is the All-Star game anyways. And that's the time where guys take a break. You get the All-Star game, you see where teams are before the break, and now how teams are going to function after the break when they try to make their run to get to the playoffs. But now all of a sudden you throw in a tournament. So that kind of throws me off. So I'm not really a fan of this whole mid-season tournament. And like I tried to do some research on it, looking into it with the whole. I know soccer has their mid-season tournament,
right?
And honestly, it confuses the hell out of me.
So Nelly J, do you have anything you want to say in regards to the mid-season?
Yeah, like I hear what Kash is saying, and I agree. I just think it's just greediness. Like you're just greedy. Adam, you're hungry, boy. You're a greedy man. Like these guys barely made it. Like poor Chris Paul having the shoulders iced during the game. People are falling apart. Westbrook left. Like these guys are bust. Like Adam, these players are tired of you. Look at Jamal Murray, mush up leg. He's like, I hate this. Like, it's not okay. You're increasing. And again, right? This was a very condensed season. So this is my thing. The play-in tournament is for what? What's the purpose? Right? So why have an all-star game and a play-in tournament and like what's the purpose of this other than making more money through sponsorship and ads? And my thing is like at this point it's like Adam, like enslavement ended, right? Like these guys are only playing for 80. No, I'm just saying, Fahim. Their contract is for 82 games. Now they're adding a play-in tournament plus a mid-season tournament plus an all-star game. Like, come on. Like, no. The only way this can happen is if Adam allows an increase of roster count on the team. So my thing is that having more players, that means that don't have to play every game. They can rest more. And also laying back on these like, load management. No, F that. If I gotta play in all these damn games, load management to the wall. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not fair. So either allow them to rest their players whatever they want to, Adam Silver, because that needs to happen, or play, but you can't have both. You can't say, they have to play in the season and play. No, that's not fair. It's not fair. Like, to me, enough is enough. So I'm against this nonsense. Fahim.
No, I feel you. Kash, so what you're saying earlier in regards to football, soccer in Europe, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what it is. It's pretty much having this mid-season thing is very much like the mid-season tournaments they have in Europe. I just think the only difference is in the NBA, this having a mid-season. Okay, we know teams by their conferences, East and West, right? There's really very little value in the divisions in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if we had a culture here in North America where we actually put value in winning your division, then maybe a mid-season tournament might work because then there'd be some pride in the mid-season but if we don't really care about what happens for the divisions, and the reason why I say we don't care is myself, we all watch ton of ball.
Yep.
I really was hard pressed to know the 4 divisions.
Yeah. Totally.
So I'm going to throw it out right now. Is there anyone here that knows the 4 divisions of the NBA?
Atlantic.
My apologies. There's 6 divisions.
There's 6. Yeah, there's 6. I'm like, there's 6.
Anyone know the 6 divisions?
Atlantic, Central, Midwest. Atlantic, Central, Midwest.
No, Midwest.
No,
Midwest.
Pacific.
No.
The Pacific.
Okay, so let's start
Atlantic
again.
and
You said
Central.
Atlantic.
You're
Hold on,
trusting
you got Atlantic. You're good. Go ahead.
Atlantic. There's a Central Division. I know there's a Central Division.
Hold on. You said Pacific, so I will go with Atlantic, Pacific. There's 2.
No,
Okay.
he said Central, but he gave him
Central.
Oh, Central. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Nelly J.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're right. You're Central. Okay, my bad. So far we'll ping them up. Atlantic, Pacific, Central. 3 more.
Central. I said Midwest Division.
No, Midwest, but actually there's a West in it. There's a Northwest, so I'll give you that.
The Northwest.
Okay, Northwest. I'll give you another hint. It's not Northwest, but it's the polar opposite of Northwest.
Southwest.
Okay, very good. And opposed to being Northeast, the other one is polar opposite.
It's got to be Southwest.
Southeast.
Southeast.
I guess my point is
no one knows the name of the divisions.
No one cares about these divisions. So if we don't care about these divisions here, why do we need a mid-season tournament? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
If it's not broke, why try and fix it? Other than, well, we understand why, the money.
But I can see for him, the play would be having sponsors for each division, like how they have in a hockey league.
Right.
You have sponsorship for each division, and then they're playing for that division cup, like, and have that brand. Again, it's all money. It's not even, it's all, this doesn't benefit the game, doesn't benefit the players, it benefits the pockets, and that's it. And the players, to me, but like the older players who are already halfway mashup, I can't see them like actually wanting this to be done. Right, especially with the pressure of load management. Oh, it's not fair. You guys want to rest. Like, no, you can't have it both. You can't have it both ways. You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally agree. I'm really not feeling this like mid-season tournament at all. I mean, I did enjoy the playing tournament. It was exciting, but
it's basketball. Listen, it could be anything, but like watching good teams play is always fun, right?
Yeah.
And right, like, so to me, like, if it was a playing tournament or the last 2 games for the playoffs, it would have been fun anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the playing tournament added value. It was just fun to watch basketball and watch good games, and that was it. So again, and no lie, I would prefer to watch Steph Curry playing the Jazz, to be honest, but because I like Steph anyway.
Yeah,
but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I like John Morant in that team, of course. You know, big up Brooks. You know, Canadian boy, but Steph is also a superstar. So I'd prefer to watch Steph in the first round than that team. No hate, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of star power, yeah, of course.
For sure. And you're right. I mean, a lot of people feel like probably would agree with you in that sense. Like, we just saw Curry one and done, right? Against the Lakers.
That sucks. Like,
and it sucks.
Curry's
like,
done
man,
this year. Even I was sad.
Game.
I'm like, damn.
Right? And that one game was crazy. That one game was one of the best NBA games I saw all season.
Yes.
Right.
And now that's all we're going to see. You know what I mean? So
that's right. All right. So on the way out, so we all pretty much started off not liking to play in tournament. But Kash, you opened up to it, right?
Yep.
Do you think it's a possibility with the mid-season where we all pretty much agree we're not really for it? Do you think there's a chance that in the future, because if Adam Silver is for this and this is kind of hit out to the public, I I don't know there's much that's going to stop this, because think about it. COVID happened, the pandemic, the league lost a lot of revenue, and they need to make that back.
Yeah.
These games are a perfect opportunity for them to make it back. Do you think that if they have the playing tournament and they can have compelling games, do you think that you yourself would be open to it? Do you think it's a possibility, or are you just dead set of whatever happens?
Honestly, I feel like just thinking about it, I'm dead set. Like, I really don't want to see a mid-season tournament. Like, I want to see, like, play halfway through, have your all-star break. Let's reevaluate the teams. Let's make trades if we can make trades. Let's make teams better, make teams worse. Let's see where they're going to go now after the all-star break and see if they can make that push for the playoffs. But, I mean, now all of a sudden we're having a mid-season tournament, so now this focus is on this. So it kind of takes away from that. You know what I mean? It's just like how you said in the beginning. If it's not broke, then why try to fix it? You know? Like, I understand little tweaks here and there, like the play-in tournament. That's cool. It actually worked. You know, kudos for that, whatever. But I mean, at the same time, just like do a humongous change where it's looking like a lot of players are not impressed with this mid-season tournament. I really hope it doesn't fly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And also, like, imagine someone gets injured in the freaking play-in tournament, like zing, right? Remember the term zing?
Mid-season, right? Right.
Yeah, sorry, mid-season. Zing out, like, like anger, like this damn tournament, and I'm injured now. And I'm done for the season because this damn mid-season tournament. Nah, man.
True.
Nah, man. To me, All-Star. So, I mean, if it's All-Star versus mid-season, I'm picking All-Star because All-Star is more of a light, casual, like camaraderie type weekend. You get to see like your fellow, you know, stars. They play together. It's like it's a much better kind of environment for that. It's a nice break mentally. You're having fun with your friends, right? Rather a tournament is like they compete every game and they compete from whatever, I guess, whenever Olympics is done. But some players are playing in the Olympics this year too. So it's like they haven't had really an off season, and I just feel like this is not the right time, Adam. Like, I'm happy the play went well for you, like, I mean, number wise, but give them a break and maybe revisit this back in a couple of years, but not at this time. It's just too much things happening, and I don't think the timing is right for this. So I'm dead set. This is not happening next year. I can't see it happening. No.
Yeah, I'm with you. And if it does happen, I don't know how open or I'll be. Like, obviously, I'll watch it, but I mean, I'm kind of going in a little jaded with this, so we'll see how it goes. Nelly J, I think it's about that time we go to For the Culture.
For the culture, we like to highlight individuals and, you know, and groups for the culture. And guys, we're going to highlight our guest,
That's
Cash
right.
Money. What up? So Cash, you know, first of all, you've been doing a lot of things like for the culture. So I want you to tell people what have you been up to during COVID, but like what's your passion towards sports, and then touch on your amazing film called Home Court Advantage.
Oh wow, okay, no problem. Like so what I've been up to in COVID, honestly, I've just been working. I'm working at TSN. I'm a story editor, so I write the story packs for the anchors to read on television. So when I go into work, usually, but we're working from home, so usually we'll get assigned a certain game. So it can be like whatever, like a basketball game, baseball game, whatever. I'll watch the whole game, put the clips together, put the storyline together, and then you put your little touch, because you're a story writer, right? So you're putting it, you know what I mean, just to give you a little added touch, just to, you know, give it that little oomph, right? Because you want it to sell on television, and then the anchors read it, and the anchors do a wonderful job at TSN. They do a great job. Like, these guys are professionals. They've been doing it for so many years that sometimes they can just do it with their eyes closed. That's how good these guys are. So
that's awesome.
They're really good. And then I love it because, as you guys know, basketball is my #1 sport. And everyone at TSN knows, like, where I work, like, I love ball. So they'll always push ball to one. So you know what I mean? So I'm always good with that. So I love that. And like pre-pandemic, I've always been involved with anytime like Dwayne Watson was doing the NBA TV, The Hangout, or Shot for Shot, I was always doing I was always on the shows with him doing that, so he gave me a chance to do some of that. And then over the last 10 years, I've been officiating basketball for York Region, for men's, women, high school, elementary, men's leagues, women league, everything for the last 10 years in all of York Region. Went to OFSA 3 years ago. in what is it, Sudbury? It was somewhere far. Where's
always far off, so always freaking far, man.
Yeah, where's Shania Twain? Where's Shania Twain from?
Shania.
Timmins, sorry, Timmins, Ontario. I went to Timmins, Ontario.
Bro, that's north.
Yeah, north.
I mean, we're the north, but they're the north. Like, damn.
Yeah. So, you know, so everything I've been involved with has always been sports. Just everything. So I'm always like in tune with doing different things, but as long as it's basketball, I'm always down for the cause.
Yeah. So you see, it's funny because you just mentioned about you've always been in tune with doing different things. You wear a lot of hats. Story editor, sports producer, ghost writer, storyteller, NBA guest, analyst, dream chase. Like you were just like as Nelly J likes to say, busy.
Yeah. So hold up. I'm gonna say for him, Kash is busy.
Yeah. You know what my whole thing is? My whole thing is like, I feel like what we all want to do in life, we all have a goal in life, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes we might have like 5 or 6 different goals, and I feel like you can't ever just place yourself in one lane. Like sometimes it's like you're in this lane, but it's like, you know what? I'm kind of interested in this lane too. Let me try this out, or let me try this out. Try as many different things, do as many things as you can, right? Like you never know. You might find something you're like, you know what? I actually kind of like what I'm doing in this lane compared to this lane, right? So I feel like, I mean, this is the only life we have, right? And life is short. So it's like, try to do as many different things as you can and take on as many opportunities as you can that your life will allow you to do, and just try it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even my sister, she made it like an independent film. And she's like, hey, do you want to be in this film? Like I need a character. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like I've never acted in my life, but let me just do this. Because who knows, right?
Family, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I had a great time. We filmed it for like, what was it, like 3 months? And it was great. It was just like an independent zombie film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like
plug it.
Yeah, but you know what? It was like a B film. It was like a B comedy film. So when you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, this is really corny and cheesy. But it's really meant to be corny and cheesy. You know, it's like a 20-minute short film, but it was just something that we were just like, you know what? Let's try it. And my sister's like, yo, why not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, try different things, right? Like, don't stay in one lane. Do as many things as you can.
Well, so I want to ask you something. On your Instagram page, you did, because you just mentioned about short film. Yeah. You did, I guess, for Instagram purposes, this would be considered a short clip, we'll call this. Yeah. On your Instagram page, it was called Home Court Advantage. And we're going to plug your handle. So our viewers, if they haven't seen it, they can follow you and actually check this out. I thought this was so cool. I just want you to kind of walk us through your process of thinking about what had taken place. What had happened was I went on your page, I saw your short film called Home Court Advantage. It's about 1 minute, and it's literally you in an open field behind a school. Your whole high school.
Milliken Mills Public School. Dwayne Watson knows, man. Dwayne Watson. That's
all right. Shout out to Dwayne Watson. And it has you literally actually give us there, because you had an aerial, you had in the snow, you drew a court on the snow.
Yeah.
Very abstract.
Yeah. So you know what it was. So one of my good friends, Shaheen Karolia, he went to Milliken Public, went to Milliken Mills High School. He's living in New York now. Okay. So he would come back to visit because his folks still live in Markham. So, you know, it was during the pandemic, and we always like to make like anything, we always try to think of like creative things and like think of some creative content to make. And he actually bought a drone, I think like a year ago. So he's like, listen, I'm back from New York. I'm visiting my parents. Let's meet up, right? And you know, it's a pandemic, so you're not really going to anybody's home. So we're like, all right, it's like -20 outside. It's like, it was a snowstorm the other day. So let's meet at Milliken Public. And like, he was like, let me mess around with my drone and let's try to film like a cool video or something. So when I got there and I met him, I was like, yo, what are you thinking? I brought my basketball and it was just snow everywhere. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna have my drone go up to the top and let's create a court and let's walk and build the lines of a court.
In the snow.
Yeah. So like, really like kudos to him. It was his idea. It was like such a genius idea that I was like, okay, dope, let's do it. We just like walked through, made the 3-point line, the court, and then I started shooting, and I was throwing up bricks, man, because I was wearing the gloves. My fingers were frozen, man. So, you know, the Markham legend didn't look too legendary that day. But Hopefully you couldn't really see it in the video, but
you couldn't see it. But what you
Couldn't see
did,
it.
like in regards to marking it at the court in the snow in an open field, it was so artistic. And I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie, I seen it once and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. In 1 minute, you summed up a hooper's a hooper's advantage or a hooper's perspective,
yeah,
especially being from the north. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Mhm.
So it touched home to Canadian ball players who have had to play in the snow outside. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was great. I'm making a recommendation, everyone. If you haven't seen it,
Yes, follow him.
handle.
So it's Cat the Motivator.
That's the motivator.
But what I loved about this as well was that, you know, you being a storyteller, it made sense to me. And I think you probably created an entire new product. I mean, the idea is right there. Basketball gloves, bro. Basketball gloves. They have football. Hey, I'm just putting it out there. They got football gloves for catching. Why not create?
They put stick, right?
So like you, right, Cash? So I used to ref. So at Western University, I used to ref basketball. So I ref the women's league, the men's league. I refed in the summer, but I also used to ref football, snow football. So I remember freezing my tail, and these guys wanted to play football, of course, CFL rules, outside. But you know, they wore their gloves and they were warm. So I'm like, I wonder why there's no snow basketball leagues. Like, why not create one, right? So for any inventors out there, you're welcome. Okay, but
give Nelly J 10%. Send 10% to Nelly J.
I'm just saying, imagine a snow basketball league and there's actually snow like basketball gear, snow basketball, you know, like gloves. And I feel like that could work out for Canadian snow. And I mean, listen, you know, people out here love the snow, right? So just putting it out there that, you know, I think Kash invented or created an entire new space for basketball from that 1 minute film.
Shout out to my boy Shaheen Karolia for his idea.
Yes, I love it.
Nice,
but you know,
so I'll take 10% too from his.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, but no, like I thought it was great, and you know, I love talking to storytellers like yourself because, you know, a lot of times we all know the faces in front of the camera, but I really think the folks behind are as important because without you creating the imagery and creating a story, it won't be there, right? So you're valued, your skill set is important in this media. And if someone out there is a storyteller and they want to pursue something like this, they want to pursue, you know, a storytelling career like in sports, whatever, what advice do you have them on to hone on their skill of storytelling?
So honestly, like everything is repetition. Everything is repetition the more you do, because when I first started, like I went to Seneca College, as you guys know, with your friend, with, you know, your friend Jomo, like, you know what I mean? Small world. Right. But when I went to Seneca, after I graduated, I worked at CTV as a sports producer. And then they were doing major cuts in every media area, and sports is one of them, right? So then I moved from sports producing there, and then I ended up working at TSN as a story editor. And then when I first started, believe me, it was like you realize, man, like I'm really garbage at like writing the story, right? Because it's all reps, right? Like anybody that starts off. And then the more you do it, you start realizing, okay, let me add a little of this, let me add a little of that, and you can start adding your own flavor. And anything, just like whatever you want to do, especially when it comes to storytelling and any type of career, the more repetitions you get, the better you get at it. It's like the book, The Outliers, 10,000 hours, right?
Malcolm Gladwell, one of my favorite books ever.
Yeah, right. It's just like, and then you see yourself. So when I look at myself like 3 years ago, and I look at myself now and what I write today and what I wrote 3 years ago, I'm just like, it's like night and day. I'm like, oh man, this is like trash, like hot trash. And I was like, oh, okay, this is really good, right? But you're always constantly trying to get better. Like I feel like I'm here, but I'm still striving to get here, right? So you're always trying to get better in whatever your career is or whatever your field is, right? But just reps, always reps.
Awesome. No,
one quick question on the way out of this. I have one quick question. You ever had writer's block? Like you ever, like, cause you know, like just a moment where like you had a deadline to do something and it just wasn't coming, like, or how you wanted it to.
Yes, definitely, 100%. There's times when it happens where you're like, I need this, like the perfect 2 lines to sum up this, just to sum up this story pack. and I can't think of it. But like we have for the story editors, we have highlight managers that will look over your story pack. And then they'll read through your script and be like, you know what, let's change this or tweak this or add that. So that's good too. And then you can even ask, we'll ask our coworkers, like, wait, what do you think of this storyline with whatever, Jamal Murray, this guy just hit a triple from half court and then he looked at the fan and he gave a wink and it's nod. You know what I mean? And they'll give their ideas. And then we just bounce ideas around each other. That's and awesome. Then like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, it definitely happens, right? Like sometimes you're on a roll and sometimes you're just like, yo, I don't know what to put down here, right?
Right. So that's important, I guess, having a team.
Yes, exactly.
Very important.
100%. Right. A team is super important. I mean, because whatever I'm thinking, you might think of something. Nelly J, you might think of something better and be like, you know what? I'm looking at it from this lens. Let's do it like this. And then Fahim might be like, that's wicked. Now let's take it to the next level and maybe push it on this side. And then it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like if your team is strong, then you guys are unstoppable. That's all that counts.
No, but I love it. And I think you gave really good advice, you know, like repetition. Folks, at the beginning, you're going to suck. Yep. Yeah. You're going to be garbage. You're not going to be great. No. So just every time and try to improve, try to be better, and you'll get there. And I think your story, what you've done, what you've accomplished, you know, being let go from CTV now, it just shows a testimony of, you know, being consistent in your dreams and following it, you will win, right? So I really adore that. We send you enough love, Kash. We wish you all the best. We'll have you back on the podcast for sure again.
Definitely.
But we're not done yet.
We're not done. We're not done.
We're not done yet.
All right, Nelly J, let's go to the last segment. That's absurd.
That's absurd for him, bro. What was absurd this week? What was absurd?
Stephen A. Smith.
A lot of mercy. He's always absurd though. But anyway, go on.
Stephen A. Smith, Nav Bhatia. Shout out to Nav.
Big up Nav.
For his 2021 induction to the Hall of Fame. Big, huge. Stephen A. On First Take had his take in regards to a fan being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And his quote was, just one moment.
What did Stephen A. say, bro? What did he say?
He definitely said something reckless stuff about Nav Bhatia, man.
Well, you know what? I know Stephen A. wasn't happy. But again, Nav wasn't inducted in Basketball Hall of Fame. He was inducted as a super fan. So
yes, exactly.
I think they're trying to create a space for fans who are remember, Nav buys tickets for for people in Toronto all the time. He's always providing seats to kids. He's more than a fan. You know what I mean? So anyway.
So to quote him, he says, quote, "Hell no, a fan shouldn't be inducted into the Hall of Fame," end quote. So absurd. Now I'm actually seeing it from the person who said it, maybe their perspective going outward, because initially, I'm not going to lie, when I heard Nav was in there, I've never known a fan to be inducted in there. I've never known that.
He was the
first. So that's what I'm saying. So I was like, okay, a fan's being inducted. Okay. I didn't know the context that they're actually starting a wing or an area specifically for fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, Stephen A., he's a diehard Knicks fan, as we know. The most diehard Knicks fan that we are aware of is Spike Lee. I wonder if someone like Spike Lee, for instance, if he heard Spike Lee was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I wonder if he'd have that same energy towards Spike Lee, saying, no, hell no, Spike shouldn't be in there. I think, well, we can't speak from, but I'm leaning toward he'd find a way to show some love to super fan Spike. And I'm going to, on record, say Nav Bhatia is a bigger fan on a Raptors.
Bigger. Listen, y'all Americans, y'all don't know about our Canadian market or our fan base, but Nav is a bigger fan than Spike Lee. Yes, Spike has gone to, I guess, games, because remember, Knicks is an older, I guess, team, so I get that. But we all know that Spike Lee told the Knicks, remember, Spike Lee told the Knicks last year, I ain't going to any more games because of what? A security guard at MSG was really rude to him, remember? So he said, I ain't going to no more games, and that was it. So guys, and then he's at games now because they made it to the playoffs. So again, I'm not knocking Spike. I'm not knocking Stephen A. I just think Stephen A. don't like Canadians. Okay, he already said, I don't want no Canadian team to win an NBA championship ever again. I gotta travel up to the border. Gotta go through customs. Like,
no, fact. That's what he said.
You know what I'm saying? So again, like this is Stephen A.'s personal, subjective opinion. That's not really facts. It's based on a subjective attitude towards Canada. But guess what? The first fan is Canadian. Is from Canada. He's Canadian, so too bad for you. What's up?
100%. And you know what I love about it? It's just like, here's Nav Bhatia, who goes to every single game. But not only that, like the number, it was like, I read an article, $300,000 he donates in ticket. He buys tickets and donates to kids and people from all different races, religions, cultures, just to come to the game. And he brings people together. Like, what a beautiful thing, right? Like, there's not like a lot of NBA players that do that. We're talking about a fan that does that, right? So that's huge for the community, huge for the organization. So they definitely see something in it. And then you see all these teams and players, when they come to Toronto, they play in the ACC, you're always seeing the visiting team always showing Nav love. Like, you're always seeing players showing Nav love, like from the opposite team. And that's a huge thing. Like, these guys are all coming up to Nav, giving him his props. Like, you know what I mean? So Nav completely deserves all the accolades. Give him his flowers while he can still smell them.
That's right.
Super fan, man. What else can you say?
Yeah, he called him super fan for a reason. And one thing we can say about him, unlike a lot of NBA celebrity fans will say, is he's there through the good and the bad times. You know what I'm saying?
He was there
like,
through the rough years,
I wasn't
bro.
seeing Billy Crystal. I wasn't seeing Billy Crystal at Clipper games when they weren't doing well. You know, and you know Jack Nicholson. You know, he's there.
They weren't
like,
there.
You know,
weren't there.
Even I mentioned Spike. Spike, you know, doesn't have the dedication. He's there all the time for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can go around the league and see these celebrities. None of them can talk to Nav Bhatia. So shout out to Nav.
Congrats, Nav. Congrats, man. And it's funny, like when Stephen A. tweeted it, the comments, all the Canadians were on him. I was like, yes. And I think Nav replied, he was like, too bad. He's like, well, too bad. He was like, whatever. Like, Nav didn't listen. You could tell Nav his energy is up here because Nav didn't even care what Steve. He's like, oh, really? Well, too bad because I won and I went to the thing and I have my section. Like,
exactly. And one of the greatest lines Nav ever said was, I don't know, it was maybe like 3-4 years ago. He was like, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't womanize, I raptorize. Like, this guy is like Raptors all day. Like, I love it. Right?
Drop the mic, yo. Cash, drop that mic.
Yo, think about this. Nav not only has a NBA Hall of Fame induction, but he's also got an NBA ring.
Yes.
Like, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying?
Levels.
So, once again, shout him out. Give him his just due and his flowers.
Stephen A., your comment was absurd, bro.
Absurd, my friend. Absurd. So, on the way out of this, so he's the number one, the inaugural fan in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to throw it to you guys next year. Who's next?
Ooh, who's next year?
I feel like because like Stephen A. Smith was all sour, I feel like next is going to be Spike Lee. I honestly feel like that, right? Because now he brought Stephen A. Smith brought all this attention, whether it be negative and definitely not positive, but he brought this attention to be like, okay, if Nav's going to be in it, no, we got to get Spike in here now. We got to bring it.
Yeah.
I feel like Stephen A. Smith, when they start doing the inductions for fans, Stephen A. Smith is going to be pushing for Spike for sure. So
but also to add to that, right? I think the NBA is so smart because, I mean, we'll get into it later, but some fans are trash, right? So I think it's really cool because now it's gonna create a space to want to be a good fan, to want to show respect to players, to want to be, because that means now you could be inducted. So we're going to be seeing a lot more celebrity fans going to more games and giving back. And I think it's going to create a space of positive, a positive energy, right? So very smart for the NBA to actually have this new induction for fans.
No, that's how, you're actually right. I mean, especially the whole sense of here's a fan, but he's not just a fan. He gives back to his community every year. Like That's mind blowing. Like, here's a guy that's dedicated to the team, but also dedicated to his community, regardless where you're from.
Right. And Nav, he's also he's like the standard now, if you think about it. Like, anyone coming after him now, they're literally gonna have to say, okay, Nav has done this. How do you stack up to him? You know what I'm saying? And he's the benchmark. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be hard for any of these guys to come in and walk in his shoes. So I know I shouted him out twice already, but a third time is a charm.
Yeah, shout him out, man.
Shout him out, man.
Big up.
I'm gonna tag him in this episode too. I'm gonna tag you, Nav. I'm gonna tag you.
All right, so let's put this episode in the books. That's episode 41.
Ooh, 41. So y'all, we have a storyteller, okay, an editor, okay, a producer, okay, on the podcast. Make sure y'all check him out. Cash, we always give our guests a chance to do shout outs, my dear. So the floor is yours.
Yo, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to you both. Honestly, I love what you guys are doing. It's huge. It's amazing. You know what I mean? And the thing is, for episode 41, it's like, keep going. Like, I see 41, like, you never thought, and I'm pretty sure you both were thinking from when the first time you guys did episode 1, we're like, I wonder how many episodes it's going to get to, like, you know what I mean? And now you're at 41. So if you're at 41, the next thing is going to be 100, and the next thing is going to be 200. But a big shout out to you both. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Big shout out to Jomo behind the scenes, to the people behind the scenes, you know, doing their thing. Seneca alumni. I just want to shout out, yo, man, got to shout out the hometown Markham, baby.
Markham, M-Town.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm so happy to have done this. I had a really great time with you guys, and I look forward the next time you guys hit me up. And
yes, we'll definitely have you back on, Cash. Don't worry about that. My shout out is very simple. It's the Cash money. Okay. Period. Okay. Cash. No, like, real talk, man. You are such an awesome energy. Like, from when you came on, you're just boom, and I love it. I'm really happy to have you on. Keep being you. Don't change. Do not change for nobody, bro. And I look forward to seeing what else you do. You know, hopefully you guys do another short film. Your sister, pick up your sister. I hope she does more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You check out the zombie films called Runners Republic.
Hold on. So, what's the zombie film name? What's it called?
It's called The Runners Republic, but she hasn't like pushed it out on YouTube yet.
Put it on YouTube, girl.
She's sending it to like short film contests. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? So she's sending it there, and she goes, after 1 year, she'll put it on YouTube and just for everything.
Well, we wish you all the best in your festivals, my dear. Big up to you. And you know, because for us, like, we love to shout out our creatives. Like, Toronto has so many cultured and people of color creatives, and a lot of times they don't get the love from the main media. So, you know, we want to shout her out, shout you out, and we hope you guys continue this independent short films for him.
Yeah, keep the shout out quick. I want to shout out Kashif. You know, great coming through. I want you to quickly plug your handle where they can actually see that home advantage clip.
Yep. It's at Kat the Motivator, at KATDAMOTIVATOR, Kat the Motivator. Check it out. Add me on Instagram, Twitter. That's where it's at.
Big up, right. And I'll have his Instagram handle in the caption, y'all. You know, we got you for that.
Nice. It's good, like Melly Jay was saying about in Toronto and the creators, and it's great that we can actually connect and you know, bounce ideas, bounce like network, bounce everything, and just create like an ecosystem in the area of people doing the movements, right? So want to shout you out once again. Let's put this episode in the book. That's episode 41.
41. So y'all know the deal. If you had a good time, if you enjoyed the conversation, just put the subscribe button now. Just share it with a friend, yo. Simple for him.
That's right. You know where to find us if you need us. All podcast platforms, we're there for you, and we appreciate the time you've been with us today. That's Good Rookies Podcast, episode 41, and we out. Peace.